Hey guys, what's going on? So I wanted to come and talk about something tonight. And this has been on my mind for quite some time. And basically, I just feel like the YouTube community, like the marriages and the relationships, um, like all need prayer. And what I mean by that is we have we have a YouTube couple. I'm not going to talk about all of them in one video because it'll take forever. But I'm not sure if y'all familiar with this couple called named Jamie and Nikki. And they've been on YouTube for quite some time. I started following them um, probably a little bit before Nikki became pregnant with her oldest daughter. They have two daughters. And I started following them, and you know how you look at people, even like celebrities, you look at them and you wish that your life can be like that in so many ways. You know, you not saying that your life or your marriage is so horrible, but you look at them and it seems like everything's just magical. Like, like Steve Harvey, with his wife. And who else? Morris Chestnut with his wife. And Tay Diggs with his wife. And, Gabrielle Union and her husband. And, it's just, it goes on and on. It's because everybody puts on what they want to put on in front of public, and nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. And that's for any house, my house, your house, whoever house. But when people have this image that you're constantly watching, you fall into that trap of, oh, I want to be like them type deal. And you can't sit here and tell me that nobody out there had that thought in their mind, not once. There's times when I've looked and I'm like, oh, I wish we could do that, or I wish, we were at that point, or I wish this, I wish that. So I feel like everybody, has had that one time where they wished or hoped or thought of. So anyway, this couple here, Jamie and Nikki, they are younger than me, okay? They're younger than me, they're younger than my husband as well. And I used to look at them as an idol, like a couple that I wanted to, I'm not going to say be like, but a couple that I wanted to adopt some of their values, if that makes sense. Some of their morals, some of their values. And as the years went by, when they started, having their children, it was like, oh my gosh, now they have the most perfect little kids, like they're the way they do things, the way they're, talking to their children. And I know one video they did post and they were like basically saying how I guess some people were like, you never show the bad side of your children, meaning you don't show the temper tantrums. You don't show when they're throwing food across the wall or the room. You're not showing when they, are mouthing back or having a fit or whatever the case may be. And so they responded to that and they said, why would they want to put their children out there, on display when they're having a bad day or when they're having, a temper tantrum, or why would they want to display that? And they were like, they're normal. They have normal, children where they have their moments where they don't want to, cooperate or behave. And, however they discipline, but it's off camera. And so, although they put their life out there, they did keep some things, secret and behind, closed doors. And I just thought that was, that was good to keep some things to the imagination, if that makes sense. So as the months went by this year, I've noticed that their videos sometimes were less, if that makes sense. So they were like on this schedule. And then I think it was like a whole month they did not video or record anything. And so then they came back and they were like, well, we were all sick. we all weren't feeling well. And I'm thinking like every other month, y'all are not feeling well. Like what is going on? And I'm thinking now that I look back, maybe that was the time. I'm not going to assume what happened, but I'm going to assume like when maybe stuff started taking place, possibly just by their videoing, their recording, moments, like the times that they took off versus the times they came back, how many videos they were doing per week and stuff like that. But that goes to say that they are separated. And they went for almost 2 months without informing their viewers, what was going on. And I'm good at investigating everything, but I don't have the time of day with kids and family and life. I don't have the time of day to investigate their marriage. That's not my place. But I was wondering, where are they? I do have my favorites that I watch on YouTube, and they are one of my favorite couples. And I'm like, where are they? What's been going on? So I decided to go to their Instagram. And as I'm looking at their Instagram, I'm noticing, they're posting things individually. And I'm just like, what is going on? Is everything okay? And I'm reading the comments. And of course, everybody and their mama knows what's going on for, whatever. And so finally, Jamie made a post, and, then Nikki, and they both were just like, we pretty much are going our separate ways. And, sorry it took us so long to inform y'all. And y'all, I almost literally cried. And I called my husband and I'm like, oh my gosh, you never guessed who separated. Because I used to always show him and I'm like, this is one of my favorite couples. They look so cute together. They do this, they do that together. And then kaplunk. And again, I don't know what caused it. I'm not blaming either one of them because I wasn't there, and everybody, they can make their assumptions all they want, but nobody really knows but them. So anyway, once they made their post, their announcement, it really hit home because I'm like, wow, we seen just literally clips of their life, clips. And you have 24 hours in a day, and we probably seen maybe an hour's worth. Well, actually, it's, 20 minutes worth, but, compiled into one video, you may be looking at, maybe an hour worth of footage that's just been kind of edited and, cut short. But it's like those other 23 hours, or those other few hours y'all weren't getting along, or something happened, or, somebody wasn't happy, and, something of that nature. It goes through my mind like, I can't imagine that because I really did love that couple. I love how their families were blended. I love, just how they talked about certain things. And I just, I love them. There's like a couple of couples that I would say admire to a certain degree. Like I mentioned, maybe values, morals, the way that they handle certain things, communication, just certain things that, a lot of couples may have struggles with. Same thing here, And when they said they were separating, it just hit home. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're separating, but they're going to get back together. That was my hope, right? That was my prayer. That was my plea because, I know even though you have children, that doesn't mean that you have to stay together because of the children. However, I feel like if you're going to fight for something, let it be because of the kids, if that makes sense. Anyway, Nikki posted a video that basically said that she's staying with her mom at the moment. Oh, she was staying with her sister, I think, for a minute. And so I think she was, looking into getting her own space and moving in and stuff like that. And I was like, what? And I'm like, are y'all serious? Like, are y'all really doing this? And she then later posted how she was getting Ava's room together, and she basically, had the color scheme. And I'm just like, oh my God, like all that detail that she put into that house. And now she has to go get her a whole new house. And I'm just like, oh my God, like my heart is breaking. Like, like it just breaks my heart that those two are not going to grow up in the same parent home, just seeing how they were with their parents and how, I don't know, and it could be that maybe it's better that, for them that their parents are not together, depending on what the nature of the situation was that, broke them up. But it just hurts. And then he talked about, Jamie on today talked about him getting a pool table. I guess he's gonna make it to like a little bachelor's pad, and she's making hers more of a homey, type home. But when they're talking about these things about their separate spaces, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna see them together on video. I'm never gonna see them here. And it's like if they're getting their own places, I feel like that's not just separation. That's a true divorce. Yes, she changed her name on Instagram. However, it takes more, anybody can go ahead and just change their name. However, it's a lot, it's just a lot when I don't know. It's sad. It's really, really sad, and I hate that. I really do. I really do hate that for them. But, I'm coming to y'all because I don't think that their divorce is even begun or is finalized or anything of that nature. I think they're still in the midst of separating, and that's it. Again, I do not know the reason. Again, if you want to go back and view their videos, start from the beginning and just work your way up. But they are, he has it now just under his name, Jamie Perkins. But it's it's Nikki and Jamie Perkins. Nikki does have her own channel as well. You should be able to find it underneath their, channel information and all of that. But anyway, I'm just coming to y'all because, like I said, I'm gonna come on tomorrow and talk about another relationship of the couple as well. But I just feel like we need to pray, because the devil's busy, and it doesn't matter who you are. You know what I mean? The devil wants to destroy. And if he can get in between a marriage, if he can use the man, if he can use the woman to destroy the marriage, he will. And like, again, I do not know the reason. This is not a video about who broke up with who or who did something to who. This is a video of saying that, we can just pray for them, pray for the best, and God's will is going to be God's will, but we're going to just pray for the best outcome. In conclusion, I really hope that they get back together. If not, then of course that's ultimately their decision. But just lift their names up in prayer, and I just pray for the best, and in hopes that everybody's happy, including the girls. Yeah, so if y'all are familiar with them, then y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not, definitely go and watch them. They are, and then they hung out with these other couples that I like too. They always hung out with couples that are from the U.S. They're actually in, I believe, is it Sydney? No, is it Sydney? No, not Sydney. That's where he be going. I forgot the name of it. Jesus, it's the tip of my tongue. But anyway, they're not in the U.S. They're, I believe, is it UK? But they're not in the U.S. And it just, they visit a lot of people that are out in the U.S. though. They're friends with many of the other couples, and it just hurts, y'all. It just really hurts to see them. I feel like I've watched them grow up, if that makes sense. I think they're like maybe about 5 years younger than me or whatever. But anyway, it's just like, I seen y'all grow up. I seen y'all get married. I seen y'all, have kids. And I seen y'all move from one house to the other house, and, getting your house in order and taking care of business and, all these things. And then all of a sudden it's just gone, and I don't know who dropped the ball, but God dang it. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come and talk to y'all about that. And I guess I will holler at y'all on tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye-bye.